Better than Woodfin. I hate Jennings and Ayers.
It is now 7 o'clock. We will begin the Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting for March 4th, 2014. We do have a full quorum tonight, and the prayer will be by Alderman Waldron, and I will lead the pledge. All please stand.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we stand here before you with bowed heads and humble hearts. Thank you, O great God, for giving us your only Son, Jesus. Guide and give us strength to the people that is struggling great loss in fire, wind, snow, and rain across the country. We're asking you to be with the men and women that is serving us here and around the world to keep us safe. Be with the ones in need and struggling in difficult times. Thank you, Lord, for another good day on Mother Earth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Face the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I hope everyone had the opportunity to read over the minutes for February 4th, public hearing, February 4th regular meeting, and February 24th special called meeting. Do I have a motion to approve or to deny these minutes?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Next, we will have our departmental reports. Fire Department.
Mayor, Alderman, the month of February 2014, we had a total of 1 structure fire, 9 fire alarms, 2 hazardous materials calls, 14 motor vehicle accidents, 50 medical calls, 12 emergency miscellaneous calls, and 4 non-emergency miscellaneous calls. For the month of February 2014, our average response time was 2.9 minutes, and our total water consumption was 2,300 gallons. Any questions?
Got those applications rolling in.
I think, Chief, what are we at now? 127, and about 2,050 hits.
That's awesome.
And we've still got quite a bit of time left.
So y'all got your all's work cut out for y'all.
6. It's going really well.
Awesome. Good job. Police Department.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, there are no reports showing up there this month, none displayed up above, because for the past 2 weeks we've been double keying reports. As a matter of fact, we've not started our double keying yet. We are double keying last year's reports. When we got our preliminary information from TBI, a lot of things didn't look right, and Chief Lowry and Brian Rowland sat down and discussed very in-depth conversation with Arconics. Arconics has been paid over $20,000 for the last couple of years each year for maintenance on that whole software. And part of the thing they're supposed to do is make sure that everything we have going TBI is correct. It is not. There were many, many issues. The report that the TBI had coming in for the past several months has not been correct, so we had to go back to 2013 and begin using TBI software, TNCOP, and rekey everything that we'd already keyed. We probably won't have all of it that will show up, but we have the overwhelming majority, especially the most serious offenses, will be correct, so that our report for 2013 will be correct as far as the major crimes are concerned, the Group A offenses. As a result of that, we'll have to go back and begin keying January and February this year. However, we have to do the duplicate keying for the time being, because if we don't key it into Arconics here, then when New World does the data conversion to change everything over and merge it into the new software, we won't have any of the historical information that we need. So we have to do the duplicate keying. And I have to brag on the staff that's there. all of our folks went ahead and came in yesterday and worked and continued keying because yesterday was the last day we could key for everything for 2013 into 10 cop. And we'll continue doing that same thing until we get New World up and running. We have been working with them. We worked week before last on setting up CAD, doing the administrative setup and the software install. We're working this week with New World. They have people on site doing the law enforcement records management system. And Chief McCormick and I were talking a minute ago. Next week they're coming to make sure that the message switching and so on works with the mobile application. And then week after next, they'll be here beginning the 17th, right? To begin building out the fire records management system too. So we're working, it's in the process, and it's going to take a while to get everything there and get everything done, but the new CAD RMS mobile is really moving right along, and hopefully it won't be the middle of June before we start flipping switches and can say goodbye to our conics, because that is probably one of the most disappointing things that we've had thus far, is to find out finally, after we've been depending on them with that maintenance fee we've been paying them, they haven't been doing. They've been trying to convert that data and send it to TBI, and they don't have a clue what they're sending, and to be honest with you, don't really care. I think, Chief Lowry, I think that would probably be correct, wouldn't it? Yeah, it just appears they could care less. Yeah.
Can we not get our money back?
I wish we could. We need to talk to council and see if that's a possibility, maybe. I don't know if we can get it all, but maybe we can get some of it back, because they're not doing what they need to. We're not getting our money's worth, that's for sure. But that's the reason you have no report, and we probably won't for the next 2 or 3 months, because we simply don't have the manpower each and every day to capture manually the amount of activity we have, because we're, first 2 months, we were up about 4,300 calls for service. And to go through all that and capture all the various data we try to capture, it would be a nightmare manually.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Almost there.
We hope. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rescue unit. I don't see anyone representing them tonight, but you do have a report in your packet. Codes Department.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. The report, February 2014, there were 6 single-family dwelling permits issued. There were 4 commercial permits issued, 5 miscellaneous permits, 4 sign permits, 1 grading permit, and 4 other permits to include additions and remodels. There were 3 commercial plan review. Total number of permits were 24 for a sum valuation of $2,771,000. Plumbing permits were 9 single-family dwellings, 1 commercial. Mechanical permits were 7 single-family, 1 commercial. The tall grass was 13 complaints called in. There were 13 for junk cars in the yard and 48 others, to include items such as trash, junk, debris, open storage, stagnant water, so on and so forth. Building inspections, there were 118 building inspections for the month. Fire inspections, there were 14 for a total of 24 inspections year to date. Our monthly revenue with impact fees for this month were $21,134.12. $22,982.12 on the year. Total number of single-family permits issued year to date are 6. During the same time last year, there were 8. Total number of all permits issued this year to date has been 47. Not on the report, but a side note, there were 15,357 sprinkler heads counted in the month of February. Our fire inspector was quite busy out on New Sanford and Mason Road with some of those larger buildings, and Also counted 17 fire hydrants, so we're getting that number up and at them for start this year. So by the end of the fiscal year, we'll have a pretty good count on what we're going to have total. Any questions?
Thank you, Randolph. Parks and Recreation.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Aldermen, you'll see our numbers for the month there. Been a very busy month trying to get the ball fields ready and the weather not cooperating the way it's doing. We have a Parks and Rec Advisory Committee workshop on the 17th at 6. Senior Citizens Advisory Committee meeting on March the 20th, and things are still going wonderfully at the Senior Center, thanks to the new staff and all their hard work. We had the Daddy-Daughter Dance in February. That was a huge crowd. We had about, I'm going to guesstimate around 300 people there at one point, so we may look at trying to get one of the school's gymnasiums for the next year. Ball sign-ups are going really well. We're going to extend it one more week because of the bad weather on Sunday, but we have well over 400 kids right now, and we still have a lot of the adult baseball kids who have not signed up yet, so that's going really well. And we have upcoming events. April the 12th is the Easter egg hunt at 10 o'clock. Y'all come out for that, and don't blink or you'll miss it, because once we turn them loose, boy, the eggs are gone. And then we're going to also have opening day ceremonies on the same day. The ceremony will start around 1 o'clock, and first game will start at 2. That's what we're shooting for. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Thank you. Finance.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Alderman. Tonight's financial report is through end of January. It brings us 7 months into our fiscal year. For the general fund, revenues have expenses have exceeded revenues by approximately $1.5 million. We'll see that turn around in February when we receive the bulk of our property tax. Evie and I talked today, and we're at 92% collection of our property tax, which is pretty good for the end of February. I think have a budget of $7.7 million in property tax, and we've collected $7 million, so we're getting there. Local sales tax, we've collected $2.4 million, right at 2.5. That's $209,000 better than what we budgeted at this time, and $105,000 better than prior year. We're doing really well with our sales tax collections. State Street Aid expenses have exceeded revenues by approximately $404,000. That's mainly due to some of the road paving that we've been doing. Stormwater fund revenues have exceeded expenses by approximately $227,000. And in our water sewer fund, revenues have exceeded expenses by approximately $1.2 million. On the second page represents our balances in our various bank accounts. And on the third page is a comparison to prior year. In the general fund, revenues are up approximately $477,000. And in the for the expenses are up approximately $1.9 million. In the water sewer fund, revenues are up $255,000, and expenses are also up about $335,000. Any questions?
At this, I want to congratulate Phyllis, you and your staff, Bruce, and this council, because I don't know if everyone has seen the news lately, but our ratings have gone from a AA- to we are now at a AA. And that is huge for this city, and I think it's under your leadership and your finance department and Bruce and all that work in that area, and we want to thank you for all that you do and help us to make that. That's huge, to go from a AA- to a AA.
Thank you, and you know, thanks go back to the board for some of the changes that have been made over the past few years, because without those changes, we couldn't be where we're at. So.
But you need to pat yourself and your
Thank
gals on the back.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, library, Miss Donna.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, good evening. For the month of February, there were 8,233 items checked out, with an attendance in the library of 8,741, with an average per day of 365. We issued 31 new juvenile cards, 139 new adult cards. There were 66 library programs with an attendance of 970, and total computer users were 3,043. The American Girl Tea Party featuring Molly is going to be this Saturday, March the 8th. We have 2 sessions at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., and both sessions are full. So there are going to be 104 very excited little girls there learning about Molly and tasting the food from her era. Our Olympic-themed winter reading is just about over, also on March the 8th. That will finish. The adult winter reading was called Read to the Finish. We had 56 adults sign up for that. The teen reading program was Russian to Read. There were 36 signed up. It will end, of course, this Saturday. We'll be announcing the gold, silver, and bronze winners on Wednesday, March the 12th. We also will have a library board meeting on Monday, March the 10th at 5 p.m. here at City Hall. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Ms. Donna. Water treatment?
Evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, Bruce. What we have is our report for January of this year, and the total report's there. I'll go over a couple highlights of it. For the month of January this year, the water put out was about 1.6 million more than last year, and we can attribute that to a lot of the freeze in the era. Calculated with the freeze and the break in the lines and just the depletion of tanks, it was about 1.75 million gallons that were lost to the leaks. Our maintenance for the month, for the year end, we came up with a credit for the city, which was credited to invoice of $4,372. On that point, the membrane unit recovered 7.3 million gallons this month, or January month, which related to a savings of $13,774, which was put back into for water sales also. We had numerous customer complaints for January, and majority of them were resulted down to frozen pipes. I guess people just weren't prepared enough. They called, and main complaint was no pressure, no water flow. So we'd kind of talk them through it and say it's just a matter of time now before they thawed if they didn't leave it running. Certain customer complaints, we'll get a few, and we like to put it as a rhyme and a reason for going to flush out of the normal routine flush, and we flush during the seasons. The average flush is about 26,000 gallons. So if we take every customer's request that the water they think is bad, the city would be out of a lot of water. That's a lot per flush. We have to do it for maintenance during the year. But construction-wise at the plant, this week, last week, we got all the filters online. We have run into some little minor problems getting them to stay there, but I think today was a full day, productive day. We got a few more kinks run out, so it's up to speed on running full capacity again. They still got their punch list to work out, and that's basically all I have. And greetings from 550 miles away. Happy Mardi Gras. It's almost over.
Any questions? Thank you, Thomas. Public Works?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Alderman. This is for the month of February. We had a total of 11 chipper calls. We had 302 pickups with a total of 21 loads at 44,000 pounds, 384 hours in May workhouse on litter pickup. We've been maintaining signs and installing signs. We had a total of 98.5 bags of coal mix put out in potholes since the winter months has started. Total of 96 work orders with 31 overtime hours, 28 of them been on call and 4 service calls. Like I said, we've been pothole patching and replacing signs. In fleet maintenance, we've had a total of 53 repairs, 18 in-house, 53, 18 in-house, and I done lost my track now. Anyway, oil changes, we had 11 in-house, 17 at Valvoline, which would be the police department. Sorry about that. Changed 22 tires, which we are now changing the tires and mounting them and balancing them ourselves. Other than that, just been busy.
And also, you may want to help me with this. We do have NES crews in Laverne that are trimming trees and
Yes.
have a chipper being pulled behind a truck. So if anyone has any complaints regarding this, they need to make sure it is, I don't remember the name of the company, but all of Laverne trucks have Laverne symbols on them. And I think we've had some issues with this company going through people's yards. So if anybody gets any complaints up here, we do have, whatever company it is, trimming trees for NES. And ask the customers to please look and make sure we all have the city symbol on our trucks. So
Ours would be off the road.
Right,
I've left my card with the gentleman and tried to talk to him. I've been by his house twice today and didn't get him.
So we just want to make sure that word is out, because I think we've had some issues where this company has literally gone into some people's yards and did make a mess, and so they do need to contact NES, because it is their crews.
I'll get the name of the company tomorrow. They're right there, close to
Excellent.
Greenwood and Greenfield.
Yes, this is Old Nashville where this happened.
Old National Highway,
Yep.
yes. Any questions?
Thank you, Garth.
All right.
Utilities.
Mayor, Alderman, good afternoon. Sewer Department, work orders for the month of February 2014 was 73 work orders, 0 final grinder pump inspections. We answered 32 pump station calls and 40 grinder pump calls, 1 sewer stoppage with a total of 41 and a half hours overtime. Water Department, I'm just going to skip all the other stuff and say we only have 1 mainline break for the month of February, which is amazing. I guess we was owed that from January. Special projects is Project AMR, of course, and the 2-inch water line upgrade. And we had 59 total hours overtime in the Water Department. Any questions?
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Human Resources.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Aldermen. For the month of February, we had 3 external jobs posted, 125 applicants, 1 actual new hire. We had 1 internal job posted with 6 applicants. Total job interest cards, 142. We had 2 worker comp claims and 2 liability claims, a total of 105 care here appointments, 257 care here enrollments, 355 lives covered, independent lives covered, 190 employee lives covered. Dependent claims were 631, employee claims 598. Total claim dollars, $170,108. Are there any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I forgot anybody. Tonight's Employee of the Month is one of the hardest working young men that I've seen. Always works with a smile, always has a good attitude, and everybody just thinks the world of this young man. But I just can't tell the story quite like his director can tell it. So I'm going to ask that director to step up and tell the story on this young man.
Well, if he hasn't figured it out by now, the Employee of the Month is Andrew Stoffel. I'm sure you probably knew that, Andrew. just to give y'all a little taste of the dedication the guy has, y'all know how bad the roads were yesterday. They were terrible. And I think the fire department would agree, he's one of the hardest working guys we have. I came downstairs and went in the boardroom, and Andrew's sitting in there, and I looked and I didn't see his truck out there. I said, Andrew, where's your truck? He said, oh, it's down. He had parked it down at the townhomes, all the way at the other side of the park. He walked all the way through the park because he was worried about getting up the hill in the ice. So he walked all the way up the hill only to find out that the lock was frozen shut. So he couldn't get his key in it. So he climbed the fence. So for that and that kind of dedication, I think that he deserves Employee of the Month. That was fantastic. Come on up.
Come on. Congratulations. That is true dedication.
You got that right.
City of Laverne Certificate of Appreciation is hereby granted to Andrew Stoppel for your dedication and hard work for the City of Laverne. The city hereby recognizes you as the Employee of the Month for March 2014 and thanks you for the excellent work you do for the City of Laverne. And I think all of your co-workers will agree that you really do a good job and you're always there for all of us, and we really do appreciate you. I would like to have seen him climbing that fence, though. All right, let's get down to old business. Second reading, ordinance 2014-02, an ordinance to amend the Laverne zoning ordinance as it relates to home daycare regulations. Received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on January 28, 2014. Do I have a motion to approve or to deny?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion to approve. I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Excuse me. Next, moving on to our consent agenda items. We discussed each and every one of these in great detail on a live set during the workshop. Do I have a motion to approve or to deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second. I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Next, new business. Motion to appoint or remove board members. We have Historical Preservation Advisory Committee, and we actually have 2 vacant positions, and we do have 1 applicant. And I will make the motion to add Mr. Tony Vanetta to the Historical Preservation Committee.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And thank you. We've been trying to get someone on there for quite some time, and we've got a lot of good history out there. All right, next we have our Senior Citizens Advisory Committee. We actually have 4 applicants. Ms. Sherry, that is your board, and would you, do you have some recommendations?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have, Bruce, how many?
We have 2 vacancies, and we have 4 applicants, Tony Vanetta, Chanel Rowland, Sarah Smith, and Paula Donahue are the 4 applicants.
Okay. I know we've got some great applicants, and I'll be honest, we do have some other boards that I think we could certainly use some of the others on. And I would like to speak with them because I do know of one of the boards, I think one of the ladies actually has some experience in. So with that being said, I know 2 of them really, really well, and I know that they would work well.
Okay. I'm suggesting Tony.
Okay.
For one.
Okay.
And the other names, Bruce?
Chanel Rowland, Sarah Smith, and Paula Donahue.
Paula Donahue.
Okay. Paula Donahue.
Okay. So I have a motion for Tony Vanetta and Paula Donahue.
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have first reading, ordinance 2014, an ordinance to amend Title 3, Chapter 6, Section 3-602 of the Laverne Municipal Code regarding traffic school fees. We discussed this again in great detail. And at the workshop, do I have a motion to approve or to deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. I will open this up for questions. Does anyone have any questions regarding this? I see no questions. All those in favor? Aye. None opposed. Motion carries. Excuse me. Number 8, first reading, ordinance 2014-04, an ordinance to amend the City of Laverne zoning ordinance by changing the official zoning map for tax map 14, parcel 70, located at 444 Dick Buchanan Street, consisting of 29.2 acres, from an I-1 light industrial zoning district to an I-3 heavy industrial special zoning district. Received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on February 25th, 2014.
I'm going to make a motion to deny. I was going to defer it, but after talking to a lot of the citizens, I want to make a motion to deny it.
Okay, I have a motion to deny.
After talking to Evan during the workshop, just my family's in the recycle business. I'm going to abstain from voting on this.
Okay, I have a motion to deny. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. I will open this up for any discussion.
I just, after talking to citizens, I've had a lot of phone calls, emails. They don't want it. It's too close to houses for some more I-3. And I looked at the backside, and I see a lot of drainage that's going to go into the ditch that goes over to Fergus Road. So I'm not for it.
Okay. Any further comments? Okay, we will do a roll call. Alderman Green.
Aye.
Aye.
Just abstain.
Abstain.
And Alderman Broker.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries to deny this rezoning. Number 9, Resolution 2014-07, a resolution of the City of Laverne Board of Mayor and Aldermen to declare certain property owned by the city to be surplus to the city's needs and directing disposal of the same.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Okay, I have a question. Did we ever find out if big ticket items, if we can roll those back into the departments?
Mayor, I talked to Phyllis about that, and she talked to the auditors, and they don't allow us to actually reflect it like that. It's
Okay.
got to show, the revenue's got to be shown in the general fund.
Okay.
So I don't think we're able to do it like that.
Okay, but we did ask, but we wanted to make sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So do we have any further questions? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 10, Resolution 2014-08, a resolution to amend the Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual in regard to pay in lieu of vacation. I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I keep wanting to look at this side. I can't get used to you being over there. Resolution 2014-09, a resolution to amend the Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual in regards to the fire department benefits.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. I will open this up. Does anyone up here have any more questions? I think it was explained in great detail to us. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 12, Resolution 2014-10, a resolution to authorize the mayor to direct the city attorney to prosecute civil actions against persons who are deemed by the mayor to present a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the public by virtue of their failure to comply with the city ordinances, rules, and regulations.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? I have a second. We will open this up for discussion. Anyone?
I'm happy to answer any questions. I do want the board to know that I did change the resolution from what you had in the workshop. If you'll recall, originally we talked about the one piece of property that had all this health and safety issues. We talked about how rare it is that we actually have to go to this level to do it. But in thinking about a way to streamline the process, I thought it would be best to give the mayor the authority to be able to move more quickly on this without having to come back to a board meeting, so that if we have a situation like this that arises in the future and the mayor thinks there's an immediate threat of harm or it's just not getting any better, then she can just simply direct me or whoever the city attorney is to go ahead and file suit, as opposed to having to come back through this. And what I would envision happening would be Randolph, for example, coming to the mayor and saying, Mayor, we've cited John Doe to city court 10 times. They're not doing anything. They're ignoring what we're doing. You know, I'm just bringing this to you to consider it. And then at that point, the mayor would decide, yep, you're right. Let's take it to the next level. That's what this gives the mayor the authority to do.
So we have a motion. Do we have a motion? And a second. So do y'all have any questions of Evan? Okay, let's do a roll call on this one. Alderman Broker. Alderman Waldron. Vice Mayor. Alderman Green. And I vote aye. Motion carries. Number 13, Resolution 2014-11, a resolution to change speed limits on Waldron Road.
Motion to approve.
Okay. I have a motion and a second, and I did have some questions, making sure that the citizens understand. From Bain Drive to Murfreesboro Road, it's going to be 35 miles an hour. No.
It'll stay 45 there.
It will stay, that was my question. Okay. All right, because I had them backwards, I think. That's 35.
All the way through instead of start, stop.
Excellent. So I had those backwards, I think. So I apologize to, thank heavens I knew them. So, but I did want to clarify that. Excellent. All right. So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. A resolution to proceed acquiring property for the Hurricane Creek Greenway Project. I have a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Motion to accept the donation of an easement for the Hurricane Creek Greenway Project.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mayor, I do need to make a confirmation on this about
Okay.
whether or not the city is willing to pay the property taxes on this one. If you'll recall, if I can ever get there.
Yep.
This is a total of the March totals are $1,265.55. It would give the city a clear easement, and that would help us with the process with the state. So, you know, it's a decision of the board whether or not you want to pay the property taxes on this property or not, you know, in exchange for getting this easement.
I'll make the motion to approve it like that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. So everybody understands that. We're paying for the land for the property tax. Exactly.
We would, yeah.
If we had to go through and get it, I guarantee it would be much more. Yeah. Okay. So I have a motion and a second to pay for this property, the property taxes, to receive this property. Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Number 16, motion to approve property damage release from direct insurance for the city of Laverne, property that was damaged in a car accident on April the 23rd, 2013. This one is, I think there's a no-win with it. I mean, the insurance is already paid. All they said they were going to pay, and that was that. So it's up to this board. We can accept it or we don't. Then we sue the person, which you're looking at attorney fees.
And
That's going to get greater than what the difference was, in my opinion. I don't like not doing it either. But I guess in this case, we need to pick our battles because we're dealing with insurances. And
I think that's exactly right.
there's just not a lot you can do when you're fighting insurance companies.
and then most us people wouldn't have the money to.
So I'll make the motion to accept the monies from direct insurance.
I'll second.
I'll have a second. Let's do a roll call on this one. Alderman Broker.
Aye.
Vice Mayor.
Aye.
Aye.
And I vote aye, and I don't like it, but
Well,
pick your battles.
there's lots of them you
Yep.
have to do.
Number 17, motion to approve a sponsorship agreement with Dick's Sporting Goods for the Laverne Youth Baseball and Softball Leagues.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have 2 seconds. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we're down to mayor and alderman comments. We'll start with you, Alderman Broker. Nothing tonight. Gotta wish your wife a belated happy birthday on TV. Alderman
Only
Waldron.
thing I got, people remind, Saturday is daylight saving time. You set your clocks forward Saturday night, so you don't be late to church.
Vice Mayor,
Nothing.
got nothing? Alderman Green?
Not really, but we need to keep Chris's wife in our prayers because she's struggling with pregnancy and
Yes,
another little girl on the way.
that's right. Another one for us
So
to
we
spoil.
need to remember them.
But we do need to remember Nicole. Anything any of us can do, please let us know. Thursday night, March 6th, we have a spirit night at Chick-fil-A from 5 to 8, and all proceeds, you don't have to have a coupon. You can go through the drive-through, dine in. 15% of all that they take in from 5 to 8 will go to our Laverne Park. So everybody go out, eat some Chick-fil-A, and then you can move on to the benefit at Roy Waldron. They will be having a movie night there beginning at 5:30, and all the proceeds here will benefit a young man that lost his life in 5th grade, Trayvon Amos. So this will be benefiting, a benefit for this family. So go to Chick-fil-A, eat your dinner, and then go enjoy a movie with your family. And again, congratulations to the City of Laverne, Laverne Finance Department, Bruce, and this council for our credit rating. It was hard work, and you kept us straight, Phyllis, and we thank you. With that being said, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, and I will now call the meeting adjourned.